I want to talk about the Canes getting the 3-1 lead. And I'm not superstitious, but I do think I have to own up to something here, Dennis.
You're a little stitious?
Yeah, I mean, we're learning that a little bit about the goalies. I think Friday was on me. The loss. I've watched every single minute live of games 1, 2, and 4. Game 3, I had a wedding. One of my wife's friends had a wedding, so I couldn't watch. And even when I got there, my cell service wasn't great, so I couldn't even super stay up to the draft or the Canes. And worse, the wedding was in Dallas. So I was kind of too close to wherever Rantanen ended up, and it just felt like there was bad energy. They lost on Friday. It was a Friday wedding, so it was all going on Friday. I will put it this way, though. I don't feel like I've suffered with the fan base the way Friday should have, because I ended up, and I've now watched every minute of both Games 3 and Games 4. I've now ended up watching it all, but I watched in reverse order. On Sunday afternoon, I watched all of Game 4, and then I watched Game 3. And I'll tell you like this. Obviously a slow start on Friday. Didn't get the first goal till the third period. Doesn't sting as much when you already know that Svetch scores in the first minute of Game 4. Right? It's like, all right, they solved it. Cool. Love it. This stinks watching it, but I know it's already solved, so I don't have to worry about it. Seeing Slavin get beat by Jesper Bratt on one of those goals on Friday, right, and end up being Mercer's goal, but Slavin involved, doesn't hurt as much when you know Slavin makes maybe the coolest play of the day on Sunday when he just picks Nason's pocket and then finds an impossible angle goal, turning defense to offense. Right, it's the whole like Aho and Jarvis, right? Combine on a couple of clutch goals in the third period. Then you watch the overtimes and you learn that those goals are kind of wasted, right? They don't steal a win for you. Hurts. Till you know that you have a Svechnikov playoff Hattie coming your way on Sunday. Doesn't sting as much. So I kind of, if you can somehow predict the future, I kind of advise don't watch the losses until they've already bounced back with a win. It really doesn't make the losses sting as bad. Is it the right way to think about it? No, but I was kind of forced into it, and it made it so. And by the way, we haven't had a show between the two games, Friday and Sunday, so it does kind of add up to. I like the response on Sunday. As much as I didn't like dropping the game on Friday, I liked the response on Sunday a ton. I liked the response from Sunday as a culture win a bunch. With the added caveat that on Sunday watching Freddie Andersen goes down, that's really all you can think of in a lot of ways. Now, Kochetkov came in. You know, I gave him his free pass, right? The first goal, your head's spinning. You weren't expecting to have to go out there. You're a little chaotic. Cool. You get one free pass. From that point on, lock in. It appears as if he did. Rod Brind'amour in the postgame was asked how Kochetkov handled being thrown in that situation. This is what Rod had to say.
You can't ask for a tougher situation and then give up a dirtball goal, right? I mean, that's... but the way to bounce back. I mean, that to me, that could have just crumbled in a minute. And we know that about him, right? He's got a great ability to just kind of move on and get right back to it. So, I thought he played great after that. So we didn't give up a ton, which was key. But when we did, he made a couple of good saves, and that's what obviously you need.
Last I checked, we don't have any updates on Freddie Andersen, which means, again, superstitious people keep holding your breath, right? Keep knocking on every piece of wood that you pass by, throwing salt over your shoulder, whatever you want to do, because it is a difficult situation for Pyotr Kochetkov moving forward if he is out there operating with no safety net, right? Freddie Andersen, his reputation. Fragile Freddie. So I'm not saying this is anything that you shouldn't be prepared for, but it is something that the way Freddie was playing you wish didn't happen. And Pyotr Kochetkov, we know the form he's in, right? It hasn't been the best, but we also know he's capable of hot streaks.
Mm-hmm.
So will that into existence You'll hear me say this, as long as Pyotr Kochetkov has to be in net, goal scorers score an extra, right? Blue liners block an extra, right? Do everything you can to support the guy in net who's trying to find that hot streak again. It's what you do in team sports. Right, I've been the backup quarterback thrust in due to injury. When you get in there, you're looking at your receivers like, hey, man, 50-50 balls. Really need you on this one. You're looking at your offensive line saying, hey, I'm not in rhythm. Give me an extra half second. Backup goalies get in these situations. Hey, block one more shot for me, right? Don't turn it over for me. And I know that's you're never trying to, but I need a little extra.
And Kochetkov's high-end play isn't that far off from Freddie's high-end play. If anything, they're equal. It's all about the consistency for those two guys. I mean, Kochetkov, after that softie that he gave up very first shot he faced, he stopped the next 14. His save percentage was 93.3. You can't really ask for much better for a guy thrown in that situation.
No, and like I said, you get your free pass. I give you one there, especially when the team already had a multiple goal lead, right? You get your free pass and then lock in, and that appears to be what he did. That appears to be what he did. And all right, the goal scorers took care of scoring goals, and everything else happened the way it should.
By the way, we have no update on Freddie. Rob Brind'amour talked to the media earlier today and said, I have no update on Freddie. I'm still waiting to hear. That's all we know.
So keep the superstitions rolling, whatever you do.
Whatever you got to do.
This is almost a be careful what you wish for situation from me, too. Because, I mean, for most of the year, I was in favor of it being Pyotr Kochetkov's net in the postseason, partially because we have seen Freddie in the postseason a bit, and I kind of wanted to know what a Pyotr postseason would look like, because I do think he has a certain lack of fear as a positive, right? A certain edge as a positive. And then the way the stretch kind of played out where Freddie ramped up and Pyotr lost his form for a bit, I flipped and went, I don't know how you give the net to Pyotr. But at this point, it's be careful what you wish for. You wanted Pyotr in net. Here you go, Tim. Let's see how it goes. I'll tell you this. It's an easier job for whoever's in goal if Andrei Svechnikov plays like Andrei Svechnikov played on Sunday. Right? If we've been talking about how his play at the top level unlocks a higher potential for this team, obviously one was an empty netter. Shout out empty netter, empty netter Svech, right? Living up to the nickname. But the 2 goals, that's huge. Here's Rod after the game on Svech, not only having a strong game, but having that translate to production and score sheet. I'm going to work on this again. Score sheet statistics. I don't even know why I would choose to say that. Here's Rod after the game talking about Svech.
Talked about this for a long time. Like, your best players have to be your best players. They have to be, at this time of year, noticeable, but they also have to actually be on the score sheet. So, whatever. I mean, he came out, obviously, he was on the score sheet, so that's huge. But, I think he had 5 or 6 shots. I mean, he was around it. And that's, if we want to be successful, you got to get those contributions.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do. Top guys got to play like top guys. It's become like a rallying cry for me about this team. Your top guys have to play like top guys.
Well, we saw in games 1 and 2 here at Lenovo, we didn't see any of those top guys actually beat Markstrom with a goal. It was Martinook, it was Stankoven a couple times, it was Chatfield, it was Gostisbehere. But now in the last couple games, we've seen Aho, Jarvis, Svechnikov multiple times. We're starting to see that top group of guys actually finding the back of the net and not just off empty netters as well. So when you have your top guy scoring complemented by secondary scoring, that's when a team can make a deep playoff run.
And you're completely right. I will say I thought particularly the second line, but both the top lines were playing well in those first 2 games. It was just one of those, keep doing what you're doing, points are going to come. And sure enough, that's exactly what's happening.